Right. Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, we are. All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. I'm a little late this morning. Um, and every morning at 7 a.m. Today we're a little late. We come to you to talk to you about your e-commerce journey. Today's topic happens to be setting goals, and we're going to be talking about setting effective goals in your e-commerce business. So again, I'm with eCom Sellers, and if you would like to schedule a one-on-one coaching call to help you get organized in your e-commerce business, to help you set goals, to help you get focused, to help you achieve your long-term plans for your business, you can go to www.ecomsellers.com and schedule a one-on-one coaching call. So all you have to do is just go there and click on coaching, and be more than happy to sit down and talk with you about your plans for your business and help you build a plan or strategy for your business to reach whatever that goal is. If you want to be $1 million seller, then let's talk about it. The other thing is that I want to encourage you, if you don't already have one, to grab the ecom planner. You can grab one at www.myecomplanner.com. Again, myecomplanner.com. So MYECOM planner, PLANNER.com. And we are live right now on Clubhouse. We're also live inside the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So again, we're going to be talking about setting goals for your business and also for your life. So today's article actually comes to us from Entrepreneur's article. Each day this month, we've been picking one topic to focus on. So whether it's time management, organization, um, consistency, productivity, time, any of those. Um, we're picking one topic to talk about each day. And today's topic happens to be goal setting. So today's article comes to us from Entrepreneur Magazine, and we're going to go through and review real quick what this article has to say about setting goals as an entrepreneur. And so the topic, again, on entrepreneur.com is 7 ways to set and track goals for maximum success in 2022. All right. So if you want to follow along, we're live at the e-commerce planning Facebook group. You can go there and you'll be able to follow along with us. Inside that Facebook group, we also have our daily checklist. So you can also download the daily checklist from that Facebook group as well. So the first one is number one, be smart. And so they're talking about setting SMART goals. SMART goals, there's the acronym for SMART, is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. I 1000% agree with that. You have to be able to measure your goals. As a matter of fact, I was up a little late last night working on some goals of my own and setting SMART goals so that you can get going on whatever it is that you want to accomplish in your business. Whatever your plan, whatever your strategy, it helps you to figure out, it helps you to measure how well it's going. And number two, gives you a timeline in which to reach it. So I love SMART goals. And I would encourage you, like if you want to reach to $100,000 in sales this year, then we're going to set some SMART goals. We're going to do some simple math to figure out what the daily, monthly, and weekly numbers are. Daily, weekly, monthly numbers are that you need to be targeting. And then from there, we're also going to be working on um, then using that as our base. Then we'll continue to put together strategies so we can reach those numbers each day, each week, and each month. The next one is choose a check-in method. Okay. So I hadn't heard of check-in methods. I'm going to read this for just a second. So an essential part of ensuring success is maintaining self-accountability. Okay. There's various ways people like to do this. Some prefer a spreadsheet. Okay. I use spreadsheets all the time with specific benchmarks and tasks laid out. Others might be slightly more flexible. In any case, a variety of check in methods indicating, okay, so you're basically tracking what you're doing in your business and tracking to see where you are and how much progress you're making. So I agree 100%. Stay on track. It'll help you to stay focused on what are the things you need to do in your business. So, I think the check-in method or checking things off, like if you have a daily task list, you can track to see your progress. Make sure that it's simple as what they say. So I agree 1000% with that. The next one is source daily motivation. So your why for what you're doing, what it is that you're doing, your why for achieving or working towards your goal. And I 1000% agree with that. You should establish, figure out what your daily motivation is. And really, you should know what your motivation is, period, for even running your e commerce business. So if you don't already have that, I think that should be your starting point. I think so many people, if their focus is 1000% on the money, then they are easily they are easily to adapt what I refer to as the shiny object syndrome. So the next best thing that comes up that will get them more money, then they will go do that and drop this like a bad habit, and they will go from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, and never really like achieve the goals that they want to achieve by sticking to one thing and moving forward. So you have to know what your motivation, what your why is, on why you're doing this. When you're exhausted, when you're tired, when you're busy, like that is the reason why you continue going. Yes, the money is a wonderful reward, but there's got to be something else. So for me, it's my boys. It's always been my ability to be able to use my e-commerce business to cover their speech therapy, occupational therapy, ABA therapy, to cover their special diet and their supplements, to be able to take them on vacations or to be able to hire someone to come work with them for different things. So it's not just the money for me. It is about what is the money going to do for their lives? How can I make their lives better because of the money? And so that's my motivation. That's my why. And that's why I continue to do what I do. If there's anything that I can do that's going to help them be better humans when I am no longer here on this earth, to help them to be able to survive and thrive in this world without me, that's the thing that I want to do. So my why is pretty strong. I'm motivated by it every day. When I see my son doing things that, I'm like, okay, that's not going to be considered normal when I'm not here. And, how is this going to work out for him when I'm not here? So that's why daily motivation, figuring out what it is, why you do what you do. Um, when you have those days where you're just really tired and you don't want to keep going. So, in addition to that, I also listen to, like, I do read motivational books or list. I don't really read them. I actually do Audible. Let's just keep it real. But I don't have time to read books, but I do Audible. But the other thing is I will listen to motivational speakers and I will listen to other entrepreneurs in the background. So there's a couple of different things that I do to stay motivated each day, to do the business and to always hopefully help me stay sharp or fresh on what's happening in the e-commerce space. So in addition to just in general as an entrepreneur. Number 4 is get organized all day long. I agree with this. I will say all day long. My office right now looks like I don't know. I mean, it does look a little bit better. My son came in here the other day and did some stuff, but I've been working on taxes and stuff. I have piles and stacks in organized manner, but they're a little bit everywhere. Getting organized helps you feel a little less chaotic, helps you maybe to focus a little bit better. So get organized is one, but get organized in your e-commerce business, knowing what you're going to be doing, what you're supposed to do every single day, every single week, every single month, and also being able to track that or check that off as you go through the process. So they say decide which goals are personal and which ones are professional. And I definitely, as part of our daily process, we do talk about your personal and your business goals. And through some, though some may overlap, Organize and prioritize them in an order of importance. Tackling several goals at the same time can be overwhelming and can cause you to run out of steam. So determine how aggressive you want to tackle each one of them. I agree 100%. You do have to get organized. You got to figure out what you're going to tackle in your e-commerce business, what you're going to focus on, what's going to be the main thing. So I do try to, if it's going to be a very challenging day and there's maybe a couple of goals or a couple of tasks that are going to be brain juice intensive, it's going to require me to use a significant amount of thought and focus and concentration. I want to potentially knock some of those out early, especially if that's my most productive time of the day, versus moving them into the end of the day when I may not be as focused. When I do that, what ends up happening is a task that takes me, would normally take me an hour, 2 hours of focus time to be able to knock out, might take me 6 hours in the evening because I'm not there. My brain juices they have oozed out of my brain. I am just slush and I need to be able to do the simple tasks. So that's just the way I operate. Not everybody operates like I do. But I do encourage you to find your most productive time of the day and where feel like you're able to burn through a bunch of stuff quickly. Being able to go through your checklist and be able to burn a bunch of quick things off your list is nice because then your checklist looks really small and it's like you get some momentum and you feel satisfied that you're actually making progress. And that is another approach that some take. Whatever works for you, do what works for you. But I like to get the hard stuff done early and do the simple stuff later. Um, and that way, things that I can do while I am trying to wrangle my kids. Today is one of those days. Like they're out of school today and they're out of school Monday. So to all those parents who have their kids home today, all I'm gonna say is good luck. No, no. I will say hopefully you did a little bit of advanced planning. Hopefully you sat down and you figured out what your strategy is going to be for the days in which your kids are home because the holiday is coming up. So, and then in any case, today's Good Friday. So Number 5, implement project management. 1000% agree. So regardless of the types of goal you have, treat them as though they are a project. And so there are different project management tools. I like to use the Google Drive and keep things in spreadsheets and check things off as we work through whatever the next major goal is in the business and put together mini projects within mini projects. And multiple people are assigned to do different tasks. So I organize things like that. We do have some project management tools I could use. I do have like Airtable and I'm trying to remember the other, Orca or something like that. And so there's different tools that you can use. Right now, I'm just using Google Spreadsheets. I'm just trying to get through these awesome taxes so that way I can transfer over to maybe another tool that's a little more project management oriented. Otherwise, I have to do a lot of color coding. I'm okay with that, but it does take up some time. But implement project management, and there's lots of project management tools out there if you in your e-commerce business, if you're going to focus on projects. So how does that apply to you using project management? Think about project management. So sourcing for, it is now April the 15th. Wow, halfway through the month. So if I were sourcing for back to school, I might put together a mini project around doing research for back to school. Maybe I'm going to outsource some aspects of that research to a VA. Then after they do the product research, then I'm going to look at sourcing, and I got to go through pricing and catalogs and things like that. Once I figure out what it is that we're going to sell, so we're going to do some product research to figure out which products that might sell during back to school are going to make me the most potential profit, which products I can get the fastest, acquire from a wholesale supplier or from whatever method you decide to use, and then acquire that inventory, order it, and then begin the process of creating listings around that. So that's a mini project in and of itself if I'm going to focus 100% on back to school. And there might be pieces of it that I might outsource to a VA and other pieces of it that I have to do myself. I also need to probably establish a budget, so we'll start with that. But in any case, when you're putting together a project, you think through all of the pieces that are part of that journey. Same thing with preparing for Q4. So, a lot of sourcing for Q4, they have different approaches and different strategies. This might be the time in which you start thinking about that because, again, you potentially need more money because transportation costs are continuing to go up. Inflation is hitting everybody. Um, Being able to get your inventory in a timely manner, making sure you have enough money to be able to acquire inventory or cash flow, and figuring out what your cash flow strategy is going to be. So that's all I would consider a mini project, and that may be something you start putting together now, so that you're not completely caught up and caught off guard, and your inventory is not here in time for Q4. So that's what I would do, is definitely sit down and think through that. Number six, reassess strategies. So review your progress and strategies on a regular basis. It says weekly or quarterly works for me. I definitely, not weekly, sorry, monthly and quarterly. I definitely suggest that you do a month end review. We do a month end review at the end of each month. So this month, we're going to be doing one on April the 24th. So if you want to join us at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, you can join us. We'll be live on Clubhouse. We'll also be live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. There is a checklist for the monthly review, and it is an involved process to help you pull together your strategies, like what's your Q4 plan and what's your back to school strategy, or what's your Halloween strategy, or whatever it happens to be. And if you've got private label products, again, you can use aspects of that to figure out what you're going to do. Maybe source some additional products, making sure you're working with your supplier, what's your inventory levels, all of that fun stuff. So you need to have some strategies for how you're going to do things. And I would encourage you to reassess where you are, check your progress every month for sure. We also have weekly and daily check-ins with our ecom tracking, but each week we establish a goal. So when I talk about weekly, we do have a weekly planning session tomorrow at 7 a.m. And when we take the month, there's typically 4 weeks in a month. So this is the second full week of the month. I normally break down the month and say, okay, what are the things you want to focus on and accomplish the first week of the month, the second week of the month, the third week of the month, and the fourth week of the month. So then that way I'm breaking it down into, this is our week 1 goals, week 2 goals, week 3 goals, and week 4 goals. And by doing it that way, I think that it's easier to make sure that you're tracking and that you're accomplishing the goals that you're setting out to reach. So I would encourage you to join us for the weekly planning session tomorrow at 7 a.m. and also the monthly planning session on the 24th of April. The next is reward progress. Definitely celebrate your success, celebrate your progress every single day, no matter what. If you had a checklist of things to get through and you had 20 things on the list and you were only able to accomplish 8, hey, it's all right. We celebrate that. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're going to celebrate the progress we make. But we also do celebrate those days where we actually get through all 20, which is an awesome day. I understand, as far as an e-commerce seller, and especially as a single mom with 2 kids, like 2 special needs kids, you're not always able to get through everything on the list. Trust me. When I say that I have not gotten through everything on my list, I'm being 100% transparent on that. My list continues to grow. And there are things I have on my list that I have to go back and make sure, okay, did I close the loop on all of this? At times, I'm moving forward to the next thing or the next project, and so I have to get the next project going and come back and wrap up. And that happens sometimes, depending on what's happening in your life. When you have emergencies that stop you in the middle of your journey, you got to stop and go to the ER and go deal with this, or you got to stop and your son is sick, or you got to stop and this week has just been kicking my butt. I'm not even gonna lie about it. We had 2 ARDs for my children, IEP reviews. That's their individual education plans, and I have another like re-review tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week. And it is just taking everything that I got to work through my son's schedule for 2023. Yeah, the school wants you to work through that schedule for 2023 and establish their goals for the school year. What are the things that they can establish now that's going to carry them into 2023? Because my kids Tony is 2 years from graduating and Nicholas is 3. So I have to think of things differently. And so that has taken a lot of my time, more than what I had slated. In addition to that, working on taxes. So I'm one of those people, right now, I've definitely got some massive recovery to do in my e-commerce business and massive catch up that I have to get done in my e-commerce business. So I'm going to be hustling hard this weekend with my business and with my kids to get as many things as I can caught up and back on track because this week has definitely thrown me off my game. And sometimes that happens. I'm going to celebrate the success that I did make. I'm not going to beat myself over the stuff I didn't get done. I will eventually get caught up. But I know that every week is not like this week. And every month is not like this month. This is Autism Awareness Month. There are so many things happening this month. In addition to that, I'm a VP of a nonprofit, and we're putting together an Easter event for children with special needs. So all of that, I am juggling so many hats, and every once in a while, some plates fall, and I have to go pick them up, get some super glue, and put it back together, and just keep it moving. So I know this is all temporary, and I will get caught up. So don't beat yourself up because look, we're all human, and it happens. So celebrate your successes. Trust me, celebrate them big or small. Make sure that you take a moment to say, "Hey, I got this done." So, and don't be defeated or deflated when you look at your checklist and you go, oh my gosh, I'm not able to get all this stuff done. So next week will be better. The week after that will be better. And then we'll go into May and be like, woohoo, Nicole got caught up. But again, it happens sometimes. So with that being said, again, this article is with Entrepreneur Magazine. I love the list. I think it's a great list. I'd encourage you to come check out the article. Um, Review it, see what applies to you, take from it what's going to be a blessing to your business and a blessing to your journey. All right, with that being said, we're going to go through our daily activities. How about that? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the document. Again, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. What I do, what my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey achieve their goals, their plans, their mission, their vision for their business, helping to build a strategy around achieving whatever that goal is. So if you want to be $1 million seller, I am here for you. If you want to sit down and schedule a one-on-one coaching call, you can schedule that by going to ecomsellers.com and clicking on coaching to schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. If you are a person that feels like you could be a little more organized and get a little more done in your business, again, I know I just talked about all the stuff that I haven't gotten done, but it's okay. This is just temporary for this moment right now. Trust me, I'm far more organized than you realize. Then you can schedule a session with me and we can go through and look at your plan and your strategy. The next, I do encourage you to grab a My Ecom Planner. You can go to myecomplanner.com and grab a digital planner or a physical planner and start tracking the things that are going to help move the needle in your business, figuring out those things that are going to serve you well in your business, and then stop doing the things that are not serving you well in your business. So I'm going through the daily checklist right now, and you can grab that in the e-commerce planning Facebook group, and you can download that document there in the file section. So go to the file section, you can download it from there. In addition to that, we're live on Clubhouse, and we're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So you can always come back and listen to the replay. So the first thing is, in this daily checklist journey, everything we do, our goal is to be intentional and to be consistent about it. So the first thing is, hopefully the night before you had an opportunity to spend at least at a minimum 5 minutes going through and assessing how you did yesterday. How did Thursday go for you? What did you get done? What did you not get done? Yeah, we celebrate all successes. So if your checklist is really, really big, sometimes we do build an over aggressive checklist. And one of the reasons that may happen is because we don't have a baseline. So when you are going through the process of tracking how you did Thursday, you should write out the schedule on whatever the activities you did if you didn't have one. So if you did have one, great, go through it and look for where you have opportunities and things that you underestimated. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. Last Friday, I was supposed to, as the VP of a nonprofit, sit down and send a mass email out to our vendors or our potential vendors to participate in our resource fair, our Easter Hunt and Resource Fair. I had 2 hours slated for that. It took me 6 hours to send the email. I have no idea the number of challenges I was going to run into from a technical standpoint because I've done this hundreds of times before. So that was definitely an underestimation. What was different is the last time I did it was 2 years ago because we have not had any events because of COVID. And so, because we haven't had any events because of COVID, I hadn't logged into the software. I hadn't noticed any enhancements or changes to the process. So, I had to go learn new software, hadn't put that into my time evaluation. I had to go and figure out how to test, send a test email. I had to go scrub my list because, again, the list hadn't been touched in 2 years because of COVID. I mean, we had communicated to our list to ask them for donations for like North Texas Giving Day and Giving Tuesday, which happens the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. So we had those things down, but I hadn't touched the software in 2 years. So something that I normally would take me 2 hours to just knock it out, get all the vendors notified, the families notified, the volunteers notified, took me actually 6.5 hours. I was so frustrated because I lost 4.5 hours on my daily activities. And so that is something that I made a note of. And so the next time that I do the activity, I will add additional time because again technology changes there are sometimes enhancements to the process, and that was my challenge. I hadn't accounted for, oh, they changed the way you do this. Oh, when they changed the way you did that, well, I guess you probably should log in and check and see what's going to be new. So every once in a while we will build an extremely ambitious and aggressive schedule, and we make a note of how we do or how we track for that day. And we're going to make a note of the things we weren't able to get done. And then that way we can come back and reassess. Or what I go through is talk about lessons learned. Um, was it that I built a too aggressive schedule, or was it that, I didn't account for the fact that we hadn't been in the software for a while and they made changes to how everything works in the software? Those are two different things. So will that be a huge challenge for me the next time I do this? No, but will I add additional padded time just in case? Yeah, I will, just in case. Because we only host three at our nonprofit, we only host 3 events a year. And that was one of the things I had not counted on happening. So don't beat yourself up when you have an aggressive schedule. Don't make your schedule so easy that you can just get stuff done and then you are not able to account for your time. Because if you're a person that's a procrastinator, or you're not able to get things done or make progress in your business, but you get these little simple, oh, okay, I got 3 things on my checklist, I got all 3 done, and you're trying to figure out why you're not $1 million seller yet. Maybe you're not pushing yourself. Maybe you're not writing, more um, writing better stretch goals for yourself. So don't create a list that's too easy. Don't create one that's overly complicated. Figure out whether or not the reason why you didn't accomplish the goals that you had set or your schedule that you had set for the day. And there might be a valid reason that's only a temporary reason. So again, so let's reassess. Let's see if we are, building realistic daily schedules. And if we're not, let's make adjustments to them. But don't make them so simple. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to track our progress for the day. What did we get done? What were our numbers? So how many listings did we create? How many items did we ship out? What number of listings that we reworked? What ads did we run? How many ads did we run? Did we run any? Or how are our ads doing? Like, are we going to go look at them? What were our sales? What were our profits? How many hours did we actually work in our business? I think for those who are not making the progress that they want and they're challenged with just being a little more organized, one of the things that I find time and time again is that they're not working a real schedule for their business. They don't really have a real roadmap or plan for the things that they're going to do in their business every single day. And since they don't have a real roadmap, their day is just a hodgepodge, a variety of activities. And then they somehow end the day and go, okay, I'm successful. Well, maybe you were, and there are some accidental millionaires out there, but maybe you're really not utilizing the majority of the time you have available to you to really achieve your goals. So tracking what you're doing on a regular basis is definitely going to help you to see that progress. As you flip through your eCom planner, you'll be able to see what your stats are every single day, and that will hopefully motivate you to stay focused and stay on task. Um, there's a story for Jerry Seinfeld about Jerry Seinfeld, who's clearly a multimillionaire. And one of the things that he did over his 30-year comedy journey was that he got a calendar every year and he would put a red X on every day that he wrote a joke. So a big giant red X. I mean, that is not, you can't miss that. Giant red X on a calendar, wall calendar that's hanging up. As you walk past it, you're reminded of it every single day, no matter what. So the goal was for him not to break the streak, not to break the streak of the red X's. So for you, tracking your stats on not breaking the streak, creating a listing every single day will continue to help you move the needle in your business. If you have a private label product, that might be different because you may not need to create a listing every single day, but there are things you can be doing in your e-commerce business every single day to improve and or continue to help grow your private label product. If you're doing white label products or quasi private label, which is finding products and you're slapping your name on it, making modifications to it, and not really developing something 100% from scratch, there's always daily activities you can be doing. So, again, checking your progress in your business. And as you flip through the book by the end of the year, do you have red X's in theory? Do you have red X's in your book every single day? If you don't, then you weren't doing something every day to move the needle. So that's why we track what we do every single evening. So taking that time to track your stats, and then reviewing your online calendar. What's on the agenda for today? Who are you meeting with? Who are you not meeting with? What are you supposed to be working on today, as far as your online calendar is concerned? So if you're working a 9 to 5, you probably got a list of things that you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to meet with, and what are the things that you're going to be covering with that person. So reviewing your online calendar is going to help you to make sure that you're not surprised tomorrow. That is one of the things that when I talk to people all the time, like, oh, I completely forgot the kids were at home. Nope, I've known this whole time. I've known that this day was coming, and I was like, this is the wrong month for me to have 2 days where my kids are home extra, because this is the busiest outside of October. April is the busiest month for me. There's so many things that happen in April when it comes to my e-commerce business and my personal life and our nonprofit, that I'm like, April is just insane, no matter what. So, some things we move into March and other things we move into February. And it's like, okay, I guess next year we're going to move more stuff into January, because clearly April is just a bear. It's a bear. Taxes are due in April. Everything's due in April. Everything's happening. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build our schedule for tomorrow. So Thursday night, we're going to go through. We're going to pull out that weekly plan if you had an opportunity to participate in the weekly planning session. If not, develop a schedule for Friday. So that's what we do Thursday night. We either pull out the weekly plan. We already have a template that says these are the things we're going to be doing on Friday. And then we populate the actual. And then we do the actual. When we create the actual, that's where we account for, hey, the kids are going to be home. So you're going to have to make some adjustments to whatever your plan or strategy is. Or, hey, the kids are going to be home, so make sure you have some activities for them to do so that they're not sitting around vegging or getting into a fight with each other or getting in your way or whatever it happens to be. Because, kids, they'll literally throw you off your game. I love them, but they're going to throw you off your game. So make sure you prepare for that. The fact that the kids are home is not a surprise. If you've been looking at your calendar all month and all week, then you knew that they were going to be home. So prepare for that. And building that into your adjusted schedule for Friday, for the things that you're going to do on Friday. So now we come to today, Friday. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We get up. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to go through and review our schedule for yesterday, because we want to be able to build a better Thursday schedule for the future, a better Thursday schedule for April, because clearly April is a very busy month for me. And so we want to be able to build a better Thursday schedule. And the only way we're going to do that is that we're actually tracking what we're doing. In addition to that, if you find yourself being one of those people that procrastinates, you can better account for your time. So being your own personal time cop. And maybe you need somebody else to help you on that journey. You feel like, okay, I need somebody to kick my butt every once in a while. I need a time cop. I forget that skit that Chris Farley does about the coach that was down by the river who was always yelling at people. What was his name? I have to go look that up now. But you might need that coach to help kick your butt every day when it comes to you and your e-commerce business. So if that's what you need, get an accountability buddy. I'll be more than happy to check in with you, and I can be your coach that's yelling at you from down by the river. In any case, so we're going to review it and we're going to account for everything that we did so we can build a better schedule in the future. The next thing this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to go through our weekly priorities and our weekly habits. What is it that we have established for week 2, the full week, second week of April? What's on the agenda? What are the priorities? What are the habits that we're tracking? Number 3, we're going to look at the schedule for the month. Again, this is how you prevent the whole, this is a surprise, the kids are home. This is how you prevent that. We're going to go through and we're going to look at the month tracking goals, because now we're at the halfway mark. It is April the 15th. We are at the halfway mark. So you should hopefully be halfway through your goals for the month of April. If not, you got to kick it into high gear. And you got to play catch up on those goals that you have. Number 4, we're going to rewrite today's goals. We're going to read them, write them, speak them. So we're going to rewrite them if we need to. We're going to speak them out loud, read them to ourselves and read them out loud in your own voice. You can hear yourself. The reason we do that is the night before, as we read, as we write out our schedule or review it, one or the other, we are subconsciously going to be focusing on solving problems throughout our sleep. We don't know that that's what's happening, because at some point you're going to come upon like this time in your life and go, wow, why was I able to get so much more stuff done? That's because each night you were activating your subconscious mind to say, hey, I got some stuff to do tomorrow. Here's what's on the agenda. I need you to make it happen. And so all night as you were sleeping and dreaming, your subconscious mind is going through over and over again what the plan was for Friday. What's the plan for Friday? What's the plan for Friday? So it's like training. It's like the Rocky music playing in the background. Dun, 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 dun. He's like training over and over again. What's going on Friday? So then that way, when you wake up in the morning and you're now about to activate the subconscious mind to pass it on to the conscious mind, he's like, okay, I'm passing off the baton so that the conscious mind can take off and run like the wind with it. That's the goal. So you are activating your subconscious mind so that you are ready to take on today. And as you have those distractions of your kids being home all day, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are going to be working in tandem to bring you back to center, to bring you back on track. That's why last night when I talked to my kids, I'm okay, here's the plan for Friday. This is what you're going to be doing on Friday so mommy can get through her stuff. So put together a plan and a strategy for your kids so you can keep them out your hair. And then the next thing is step 5 of this process is write down tomorrow's schedule. So we're not just going to write down tomorrow's schedule. We're going to write down Saturday and Sunday schedule. Now, Sunday schedule, if you're in the U.S., your focus might just be on Easter and family time, and that's it. Because Sunday is Easter. So there may not be anything that you do in your business. And maybe you are going to work in your business, but you're going to cut the time back that you're actually going to work in your business if you normally work on Sundays. So you'll decide how you want to run it, but we're going to go ahead and build the Saturday and Sunday schedule. Why? Because of the fact that the next time we meet outside of the weekly planning tomorrow is going to be on Monday. So that's why we're going to go ahead and we're going to go build the schedule for Saturday and Sunday so we have an idea of what we're going to be focusing on and what we're going to be doing in our business. The last thing is going through the process to make sure that you're accounting for things that are coming up that are going to potentially impact, disrupt, interrupt your plan, your routine, your agenda for your business. So we want to account for those things. We want to plan for them. They don't need to be a surprise. They shouldn't be a surprise. We're doing everything we can to think about these things in advance and prepare for them in advance. The things you can't control, there's absolutely nothing you can do. My son, Nicholas, was supposed to participate in the special needs prom night to remember. He was supposed to participate in that last Friday. Not yesterday, but last Friday. Or not today, but last Friday. And I was sick. There's nothing I can do about that. I really hated the fact that he missed the opportunity to do a night to remember. And it is what it is. I can't change it. I can't go back. Time is finite, guys. So don't waste it. Do what you can while you can. And the things that you can't control or change, let it go. But the things that you do know about, when you look at that calendar, those are the things you need to account for when it comes to your business. You're going to make some shifts in your business. You're going to change some things around. You're going to play Tetris with your schedule. So by playing Tetris with your schedule, you're going to move some stuff around to make sure that you still get the things done that you plan on getting done in your business. And that's the goal every single day. So look for the minor disruptions and look for the major disruptions. Minor disruptions are things that are going to throw you off your game just for the day, maybe a half a day thing or a full day thing. And so you have to make adjustments for the day. Then you have major disruptions, things that are going to take you off your game for a week or two. So you need to have a contingency plan or a backup plan for those things so that you can still continue to make progress in your business in the midst of that major disruption. A major disruption might be families coming in from out of town, or maybe your mom is having surgery. And so you need to be able to take off and go care for her while still running your business somewhat from a distance, because you want to be tuned in and plugged in when you're taking care of and loving on your family members. So account for those things, plan for them, and do the best that you can with making adjustments for those types of things. All right. Well, with that being said, again, my name is Nicole Whitlock. I'm with eCom Sellers. If you want to schedule a coaching session with me, you can. You can go to ecomsellers.com and then click on coaching at the top of the screen and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. I'd be more than happy to help you. If you're looking for a little extra support or help on your e-commerce journey, you need access to some training videos, or you want some access to training workbooks, resources, you can join eCom Sellers Academy at www.ecomsellersacademy.com. Join us there. I'd be happy to help you. And if you haven't already grabbed one, I'd encourage you to grab the My eCom Planner. We have the digital and the physical version, and that's going to help you with your e-commerce business, being able to track where you are, setting your goals, tracking your daily progress in your business. So you can go to myecomplanner.com, grab the e-commerce planner, start using it to help you make business decisions, and start using it to help you make money in your business. So with that being said, I hope you have an amazingly blessed and awesome Friday, highly productive Friday. Go set some goals, go check some stuff off your list, go make some progress in your business, and get back up on that horse again tomorrow, or maybe it's Monday for you. Get back up on that horse every single day. Don't be deflated when you don't get everything done. Trust me, it's only temporary. You will get where you need to be in your business if you just stay focused and you don't quit, you don't give up. All right. I hope you have an amazingly blessed weekend as well. I hope to see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and we'll say goodbye for now. Bye, y'all. God bless.